right, next up. Every time I look at our next inductee stats, I feel like I'm staring at a video game where somebody put the difficulty level down to easy. You'll know what I mean once you see the next clip about football and baseball star Joe Cordova.
Joe Cordova arrived on the Gettysburg campus in the fall of 1993, and although he would go on to a storied career on the baseball diamond, his first athletics experience with the Orange and Blue came on the football field, where he played safety for head coach Barry Streeter and assistant coach John Campo, who would mentor the Haddonfield, New Jersey native in the spring as well.
Well, I had the good fortune of coaching Joe in both sports. I was coaching defense at the time, and in particular, I was coaching defensive backs, which so Joe was with me. And it was apparent right away, Joe is a very, excellent athlete. First of all, he's a very powerful built guy. With his athleticism, he had great balance, ran well, good foot quickness and agility. Became apparent right away that he was an upper level athlete that could really help our team.
Cordova had an outstanding 2-year stint with the Bullets football program, piling up at least 70 tackles in each of his campaigns. He was named the Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Week and ECAC Rookie of the Week after posting 18 tackles against Dickinson in 1993, and he led the Bullets to an 8-2 overall record in 1994. The athletic Cordova made a smooth transition to the baseball diamond in the spring and quickly made his mark as one of the conference's most feared batters.
He was a compact, powerful guy. And that was the thing I realized right away. He had a short, quick, compact swing with a lot of power. And he could run, he hit for power, hit for average. So those were the things that translated to baseball. From football, just general athleticism, but also now his ability to drive a baseball.
After back-to-back seasons batting .368, Cordova hit 400 plus in both 1996 and 1997, including a league-leading .461 clip as a junior, which was the highest batting average by a Bullet in 3 decades. He was honored as an All-Centennial Conference first-team selection in his final 2 campaigns, as well as earning all ECAC and all Mid-Atlantic region status.
Well, obviously a great player, great hitter. In my tenure here, probably the best pure hitter that we've had. And I think if you look at the stats, it's hard to dispute that, right? But he was an excellent teammate, a good leader, guy who wanted to win. And that kind of exudes itself to all the other players. So I think not only did Joe bring talent to the field, but he also brought all those other things that you love to see on a team. And he was well respected by his teammates, and that's always lends itself to, the team aspect of things. It wasn't all about Joe, it was about the team. Susquehanna's old field, they really didn't have an outfield fence. It was kind of like a hedgerow, and then maybe a fence over and right, but there was this gap in the hedges there where were a bunch of boulders. And behind there was like a fraternity house, and a lot of guys used to come up and stand up on the boulders and kind of heckle the other team and whatnot. And Joe was in left field that day, and he'd already hit a homer earlier in the game. And then if I remember correctly, it was his second one. I mean, he hit like a missile right into the middle of these guys and like scattered them. And it was almost like, okay, he was aiming for these guys. And it still sticks in my memory that it was a rocket, and it was hit right into the middle of these guys, like he was aiming right for these guys because of all their heckling throughout the game. So that's one memory that really sticks out for me.
Cordova finished his career as the program's all-time leader in numerous categories, including batting average, slugging percentage, runs scored, and triples, all marks he still holds to this day. He finished as the conference's career leader in batting average with a mark of .406. Cordova graduated from Gettysburg with a degree in business management in 1997, and he's worked for mortgage companies since his graduation, including Evesham Mortgage since 2012. He is married to 1996 Gettysburg graduate Kristen Lundgren, and the couple has 2 children, Michaela and Jaden. The only Bullet to carry career batting average over 400 in the last 5 decades, Joe Cordova joins a long list of great baseball players to gain entry into the Hall of Athletic Honor.
Well, I think Joe Cordova deserves to be in the Gettysburg College Hall of Athletic Honor for several reasons. Number one, he was an outstanding 2-sport athlete. Great baseball player. In my tenure here, probably the best, like I said earlier, pure hitter that we've ever had. Tremendous statistics, all conference, all region, all ECAC caliber player. But not only that, Joe was a great teammate and a great leader. And for all of those reasons, I believe he deserves to be in the Gettysburg College Hall of Athletic Honor.
I gotta say, I really wanted that plaque. I really needed that plaque. This came at a perfect time in my life. Selfishly, I think every former athlete wants some sort of proof that they existed. Nowadays, when I say I play football, baseball, the first things I hear are catcher, offensive lineman. Not that there's anything wrong with being an O-lineman, Rob Holmes. I have respect for my O-lineman, but I wanted something that was still existing for me. And at home, we have a local swim club where my two kids right here still swim at. And I did have that, which existed for me. I had a record in the 8 and under butterfly 25 meters. This record has lasted since 1983. I went to watch these kids last year swim and sat down and watched this 8 and under event, and all of a sudden, 17 seconds later, some little blonde-headed punk Mason Markowski beat my record. Therefore, erasing me from the record books and everything I had to show, I was an athlete. So I thank you so much for this plaque. I want to sincerely thank Gettysburg College and the Orange and Blue Club for nominating me for this tremendous honor. I would also like to congratulate the other 2019 inductees. When I read all the accomplishments of the inductees, I couldn't help but feel honored and humbled to be in such a class. I'd like to thank Corey and his team for a phenomenal job on the video slideshow. It was fun going through all the old pictures to send to Corey, but as I did so, I realized this was a long, long time ago. And yet, I can still meet up and run into friends from Gettysburg as if no time had passed at all. To put it in perspective, we had no cell phones, iPads, we took no selfies, we barely had email, there was definitely no Instagram, Snapchat, or TikTok. We pegged our jeans, we still had the grunge look, and I even had a picture I was once proud of with these guys here too in table 15, receiving our diploma from Bill Cosby. We had to burn that photo. As I come through all the team photos and old pictures of my time at Gettysburg, I quickly realized none of my accomplishments were achieved alone. There were many people in my life that encouraged and nurtured my athletic career and competitive spirit. I was recruited in 1993 by Coach Streeter to play football. Not quite certain what I wanted to do, but I did want to go to a liberal arts school, so Gettysburg fit me well. I visited numerous colleges, but the atmosphere and vibe of Gettysburg was unlike any other school. I didn't need a weekend stay to make my decision, just one day with the coaches and lunch with a great friend from my hometown, Mike Kane, in Servo. The place was buzzing to me, the food was amazing, it felt like home. Big Daddy, thank you for helping me with that decision and being such a great friend and big brother before, during, and after our time at Gettysburg. Big Daddy Kane right there with his dad, Gene Kane, table 15. Actually, I think going through the bullet hole today, you guys just recruited my son Jaden, who absolutely loved the bullet hole. I'd like to thank and acknowledge all my football teammates I entered into Gettysburg with in 1993. Third floor, Paul Hall was my new home with about 10 other football players. It felt like a football fraternity to me. It was just for a couple of weeks of practice before the rest of campus showed up. We became fast friends, sharing the same experiences of being new to campus and new to a team. We were all here for Gettysburg, but soon we were here for each other. Playing football for D3 was for the love of the game. No scholarships, no thoughts of playing on Sundays. Except we did have Dwayne Marcus on our team, so my sophomore year, double sessions, we had about 10 to 12 NFL scouts there. So those practices those few days, some of the O-linemen would hit a little bit extra harder, trying to impress some NFL scouts, but they weren't here for you guys, they were here for Dwayne. I did want to thank my teammates who are here and made the trip: Mike York, Rob Holmes, Gordon Morrison, and those who have left us too soon, John Buzzkirk. I also wanted to thank our football coach, Coach Streeter and Campo, for treating us like men, even though we often acted as boys. You taught us hard work, dedication, and focus, which we could take to our days long after school. My favorite speech on focus came from Coach Streeter, during which he bounced a broomstick in the palm of his hand for what felt like about 15 minutes while telling us how to stay the course and have our blinders on. If he dropped that thing just once, the entire speech would have lost all of its effect, and I thought it was one of the most impressive things if he held it for that long. Oftentimes, I did not think you coaches even liked us. Freshman year, I had the best game of my career against Dickinson, 18 tackles, 1 interception, and most importantly, a W in the win column, 28-7 over Dickinson. Would you believe Coach Campbell yelled at me for each and every one of those tackles because I did not wrap up? I think I would have given up around tackle 7, 8, I don't know. But I guess that is what they call tough love. And I think my 2 kids right here can attest to that I use that on a daily basis. After freshman football, I had no plans of playing baseball, which is ironic. We all decided to dedicate ourselves to the weight room and spring workouts to better ourselves for sophomore year. Luckily for me, Coach Campbell was the baseball coach and called us to get to baseball practice, tryouts, and basically the rest was history for baseball. Baseball was an incredible experience, but every year, excuse me, we had to get through the end of winter before the games could start. We practiced late nights, early mornings, cooped up in the field house, with an occasional day right here in the ballroom under your feet, practicing sliding. To this day, we're in college. Why do we practice sliding as a college athlete? I never understood that, so you're gonna have to tell me that one. These were the times the team would bond, and I became friends quickly with fellow third floor Paul Haller, Jeff Williamson. I think we had a mutual admiration for each other's approach and love for baseball. Jeff was as competitive as I, and I thank him for pushing me to become a better player. And Jeff, he's right there at table 15 as well. Each year we look forward to spring training, Cocoa Beach, Florida. For 4 years, this was my favorite time of year. Yes, we missed spring break with all our other friends, but this time was special that only a few of us got to experience. Unfortunately, you have to fly to get there. I had never been on a plane before freshman year. I think we took a propeller plane from BWI to New York, which I thought I was going to die in. But I would sacrifice anything for this game. And come to find out, now they take the bus to Vero Beach, so I missed my timing there. We won a lot of games, we lost a lot of games. We played hard every day and had fun. We hated Coach Campbell's home game music, sounds of, "We're talking baseball." Do you still play these songs? "Say Hey," "Say Who," "Say Willie," and "Joltin' Joe DiMaggio," to name a few. But I know I would do anything to hear those tunes again and be playing in the Gettysburg Pinstripes. Thank you to my teammates who played side by side with me for 4 years: Jeff Williamson, Mike Manzo, Joe Trani, Chris Volpe, and Jeff Bauer. I want to thank my grandparents who are no longer with us. They literally supported me in every way possible, and for that I will always be grateful. My grandfather was a high school football and track coach who played football at Auburn University and a short time in the NFL. He had 4 daughters and was eager to share his wealth of athletic knowledge to me, his first grandson. They came to as many Gettysburg football and baseball games as they could, and they were real, true Bullet fans. I would like to thank my family for coming tonight. I met my wife here at Gettysburg, and it was love at first sight, for me. Kristen took some convincing, and I was up for the challenge. She was a fixture at every baseball game, and never once saw me play football. So I was in that. Last Friday, we just celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary. In truth, we actually went to the same high school, but I was a year older, so we ran in different circles. But as my story goes, and if anyone asks, she followed me to Gettysburg. My daughter Michaela and my son Jaden, I am your biggest fan. They are continuing the sports tradition in our family, playing soccer, swimming, lacrosse, baseball, a little basketball, flag football. My record on that board in the Swift Club is gone, but it's still littered with the Cordova name because of these 2 right here, and with more to come. Your hard work and dedication are admirable, and I enjoy watching you play and compete every game. The friendship and lessons you are learning now will last a lifetime. Remember to always be a great teammate, a humble winner, and a gracious loser. When I think about hard work, bad breaks, I've had with sports, working on relationships, I like to think of my favorite quote that I'll leave you with tonight. It comes from the movie Vanilla Sky. The sweet is never as sweet without the sour. If you never experience the sour, you can never truly appreciate the sweet. Tonight is my sweet, and I thank you all for that.